when the heart stops beating effectively and the athlete collapses. It's a life-threatening emergency that requires immediate action. The Falmouth Road Race has one of the most comprehensive medical response systems of any road race in the country. We work closely with EMS, public safety officials, and our dedicated medical volunteers to ensure the safety of every participant. But we can't do it alone. We need your help. Recognizing and responding to sudden cardiac arrest quickly is critical to saving lives. When it happens, your actions in the first moments can make all the difference. An individual's chance of survival increases significantly when somebody nearby, like a fellow runner or spectator, begins cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or CPR, immediately. In this video, we'll show you how to provide hands-on CPR so you can be ready to act and potentially save a life. You don't need to be a medical professional. Bystander CPR can bridge the gap until our medical team arrives. Your willingness to step in could be the reason someone survives.
Each and every one of us has the opportunity and responsibility to assist in the event of an emergency like a cardiac arrest. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation, commonly known as CPR, is a life-saving action that can be performed by almost anyone. Studies have shown that bystander CPR, specifically the CPR started by the person who first witnesses the cardiac arrest, is the most important determinant of whether a person lives or dies. Simple chest compressions done by bystanders until ambulance crews arrive can make the difference between life and death. Knowing the basics of CPR and being ready to use this skill will save lives. Let's go over how to perform hands-only CPR. If you see a runner collapse to the ground, follow these simple steps. Go directly to the runner. Do not assume that someone else will. Once with the runner, tap the person on the shoulder and speak loudly to determine if the person is conscious.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Briefly check for breathing. If the person is not responding, immediately ask another runner, spectator, or bystander to call 911 or to summon course medical personnel.
Call 911.
If you are alone and have your phone, call 911 before starting CPR. If the person is not breathing or gasping, begin chest compressions. Kneel beside the person and put the heel of one hand on the center of the chest over the breastbone. Place your other hand over that hand, palm down, lacing your fingers together. Position your shoulders directly over your hands, keeping your arms straight and your fingers off the chest. Push hard and fast, at least 2 inches. Then let the chest rise completely before pressing down again. Don't take your hands off the chest, just your weight. Compression should continue at a rate of 100 per minute. Compression should be performed continuously until ambulance crews arrive, an AED arrives, or the person regains consciousness. If you find yourself becoming fatigued, it is appropriate to ask another bystander to take over. Once official medical staff or ambulance crews arrive, they will immediately take over. By bridging the gap until their arrival, you have maximized the likelihood that the person will survive the serious event. For more information, you can contact the American Red Cross or American Heart Association to become certified in CPR.
Hello, I'm Scott Gelb.
race day. So shout out to SBLI for that kids race tomorrow morning. I'll be here for that as well.
That's going to be great. That's going to be always an amazing event. And I saw a lot of parents' heads nod up and down as soon as you said tire the kids out. And they looked at each other and went, that's exactly what we need to do. But tonight we've got an exciting slate of races ahead of you. We do have, of course, the Tommy Cockery High School Mile featuring some of the best athletes in the high schools around here in the Massachusetts area. We'll get to know these athletes a little bit later on. Then again, as Carissa mentioned, we'll have those wheelchair events after the high school events. We'll have the men's and wheelchairs edition. And then we got one heck of a couple of mile elite races. I'm looking at some of these PRs of some of these guys that are going to be on the men's side. And everybody used to talk about the 4-minute mile barrier. That barrier is gone. It's the 3:55 mile barrier now. That it just keeps getting lower. The shoes, the training that these guys are going through.
I was going to ask you about the shoes. I know you like to talk about the shoes, Mark.
It's the shoes. It's the shoe. No, I don't want to blame the shoes because then I sound like an old guy who couldn't run fast in old shoes. But I tell you what, the technology of it, the training that these athletes, the knowledge that they have these days, the coaches out there have so much knowledge is out there. We'll get a chance to talk to, as well, Ben Flanagan, who everybody knows around here, and we'll get his opinion on how American distance running has been doing so well in recent years. But again, the times for some of these athletes coming in here, I think we're going to find, I'd love to see the wind die down just a little bit, which it will. But I think we're going to see some pretty fast times out here today.
And we might have some athletes out here who have just been in the expo. So we want to thank our friends from Coxswain Media. They are here inside the expo. You might have heard them broadcasting live or playing music. But if you've got a special story that is your why for running on Sunday in our Falmouth road race, we want to know the why. Because, yes, we're talking about the fastest, the elite of the elites. But running is a sport for everybody and everybody. So we want to know your why and why you get out there on the track. So stop and tell that story to our friends at Coxswain Radio and Media. And you know, back in the day, year one, 1973, Mark, the race was a fundraiser for the Falmouth girls track team. And look how that initial idea, that one tiny spark, has grown into something that encompasses from our very little kids all the way up to our athletes 80 years old.
Yeah, I think it's great that they did all that fundraising, but I'm also very aware of the roots of this race. And what it actually started out to was a bunch of real fun-loving guys wanting to run from bar to bar to bar. And they ended up turning this race into what it is here today. And again, 50 plus years on, it's still literally one of the greatest races, not only in the area, but well known around the world. We got athletes from all over the world. We got participants from all over the world, all over the country that come in here on this beautiful weekend. I can't even remember the last time it was even this nice, but we always get really lucky. Knock on a little wood there. But we're going to have a beautiful weekend of events. And again, it kicks off tonight, 7 o'clock. Will be the beginning of our official track festival out here, and we'll have some special guests up here as well, and then we will get things started off again with the Tommy Cockery Mile. We've got the new addition here this year. The Jumbotron is up there.
Wave,
we also
Mark,
have, we got to wave at the Jumbotron. Hello, Jumbotron. As well, as you notice, we do now have some stands on the infield. So we definitely encourage folks, you may want to stand out on the outside. But if you find an access point to the track, we do have some very comfortable stands here, and we do encourage folks to come on in. You can either enter where you enter the track over there where the big white tent is. There's a couple of other access points. Please be aware we do have athletes training, warming up out on the track. But otherwise, please come into the inside of the track, enjoy the atmosphere. And again, we'll be kicking things off in just a little under 25 minutes.
What was that? They're adding one other guy showed up. No, they didn't know he was showing up until literally 10, 15 minutes ago. Wow.
Do we know what bid number is? Who gave that to you?
Wheelchair Division of the A6 Falmouth Road Race, presented by Compassionate Care ALS, is celebrating its 50th running this year in 2025. The Wheelchair Division.
So they just threw in another guy in the men's race. Okay. Who was it? Who again? I don't know what bib number he's going to get, or Derek Johnson. We can look him up, but I specifically told Caleb, I'm like, please tell me you cut off entries. Yeah.
The wheelchair division of the A6 Falmouth Road Race, presented by Compassionate Care ALS, is celebrating its 50th running this year in 2025. The wheelchair division attracts elite athletes from around the world that compete in the 7-mile course. Paralympic, world, and national champions have all come to our seaside community to race each August. What started in 1975 with one local athlete has grown to encompass an international field.
The Falmouth Road Race is synonymous with the start of wheelchair racing. In 1975, Bob Hall became an official entrant in the Falmouth Road Race after he reached out and the race directors didn't hesitate to welcome him to the field. That year, he began the race up front and started a revolution. Bob was the sole entrant in that first race, but that soon changed with athletes coming in from New England, New York, California, and eventually from around the world. To date, there have been 18 different men's champions, including Marty Ball, Mustafa Badid, and the late, great Jim Canard. 2 men are 8-time winners, Bob Hall and Craig Blanchett.
Well, the race was very intense, and the fact that more people came to compete made it even more intense, and it was a real big curve of excitement over those years.
It was my first competitive national event that I had done that year, and it taught me a lot. I recognized that there was a high level of competition that I hadn't expected to be as high as it was, and that kind of challenged me to then do better because I knew that I could do better.
As technology changed and chairs weighed less and became more streamlined, times got faster. That initial chair was 47 pounds, where the racing machines of today are just under 10 pounds. Bob's inaugural time was 47:13, with the current record being more than 25 minutes faster at 21:23, set by Daniel Romanchuk in 2023. The women's division started in 1979, with Natalie Bacon being a pioneer and joining the race. To date, there have been 15 different women's winners, with Natalie Bacon winning 8, like Hall and Blanchett. There are 2 competitors who have each won 6 races, Jessica Galley and the phenomenal Candace Cable, who held the course record for an incredible 23 years. Her time of 28:20, set in 1991, wasn't broken until 2014 when Tatiana McFadden beat it by more than a minute with her time of 27:06. The current course record for women's division was set by Susanna Scaroni in 2023 when she set a blazing time of 24:38. As an organization, we are proud of our history of inclusion and being known as the race who welcomed wheelchair racers from the start in 1975. We are honored to have such a rich history filled with incredible racers, stiff competition with some extremely close finishes, and seeing all of the great relationships formed throughout the last 50 years.
I cannot believe we're at 50 years of wheelchair racing at Falmouth. That is a huge accomplishment. Being one of the oldest races in the country and bringing in racers year after year for 50 years, that's just truly amazing. I'm so glad to be part of some of those years and creating some awesome memories.
I absolutely love this course. My favorite part is racing alongside the ocean view. You don't get that very often in road racing. This race also holds a special place in my heart because it's where my grandparents met, and ever since then we have great family memories.
Today, the wheelchair division includes marathon champions and Paralympic athletes, including Tatiana McFadden, who has won 22 Paralympic medals, and Daniel Romanchuk, who was the youngest male to win the wheelchair division of the Boston Marathon and has 4 Paralympic medals. We also have several athletes who consistently return each year to compete in Falmouth, including Will Lear and Tony Noguera, who have both competed in over 25 races respectively, as well as Matt Davis, Mike Olson, and Gary Brendel, who all come to Falmouth each year. Falmouth has also been a race in which athletes who have raced in the beginning of their careers have gone on to do great things. We look forward to seeing what our younger athletes like Maddie Wilson and Delmas Mayo will do in the sport in the future.
One of the first things that I really noticed about that race and kind of sticks out in my mind was just the beautiful setting that it's in. Being on the Cape, and it's just an amazing place to have a race. Unfortunately, you can't spend too much time sightseeing while you're racing, but it's just an amazing place to have a race.
Over the years, I've seen the race evolve in many amazing ways. It's been a pioneer and always treats the adaptive athletes as elite. And Falmouth has grown, but it's kept its soul, and that's rare and that's beautiful.
The 50th running of the A6 Falmouth Road Race Wheelchair Division, presented by Compassionate Care ALS, continues the legacy that started with one local athlete and has now evolved to be one of the premier races on the athletes' summer schedules. We look forward to many more years of the Wheelchair Division.
All right, that was a great video. Again, throughout the weekend, we will be hearing more and more and more about this illustrious history of wheelchair athletes here at Falmouth. Once again, folks, welcome, welcome, welcome out here to the 2025 Falmouth Track Festival presented by A6. Again, once again, I am joined by Carissa Galloway. Carissa, we're getting very, very close. We're just a little over 10 minutes away from kicking things off.
We are. We're going to kick off our official program starting at 7, and then our first athletes on the track will be our girls for our Tommy Cockery High School Mile for the girls around 7:10. After that, we'll do our boys high school mile, and then after that, we'll roll into the chair athletes as we were talking about, and we have the honor of watching on the track today two of the greatest chair athletes of all time with Tony, who'll be joining us in just a little bit. Will break down for us, and then I think it might be they're all your favorite event of the weekend, but the Falmouth Elite Mile brings such an excitement and such an energy that all of these fans here get to see up close. Truly some of the most talented athletes, 4 Olympians in the women's field, such an exciting men's field. A lot of guys who have set personal best in multiple distances this season. I mean, is that your favorite? Are you allowed to have a favorite?
I have a little bit of a favorite. My first involvement with Falmouth way back in the day when I ran professionally was coming here to run the Falmouth Mile. I didn't have a great race with it. I told people before I decided to jump into the 7-miler a couple of days later just to try to redeem myself. But it was the year where the streets flooded. I don't know if anybody remembers that. This was, trust me, it was a long time ago.
Hurricane Bob.
But the streets, yeah.
The shadow behind us with all the information right there.
Oz behind the curtain just threw out the data that we needed. But yeah, it wasn't a fun race running through all through the puddles and the water and everything. But I did have a great time. It was my first time really out competing here in the Northeast. I was living back west in Portland, Oregon. And yes, the mile is just such an electric way to really kick things off this weekend, and we're so excited. Again, we want to make sure folks know that you can come on to the infield to watch. If you prefer to be on the outside, that's great, but we do have bleachers on the inside. We got lots of room. Please just be aware as you're coming into the track, we do have some athletes out there, especially these wheelchair athletes, warming on up. They're going very fast. I think if you're coming onto the track, look to your left. If you're leaving the track, look to your right. Just treat the track like a busy road. Look both ways before you cross.
And now we've got this Jumbotron. In a few minutes, we want to direct your attention to a special welcome message before we kick off our opening at 7 p.m. So we're glad you're here. We got great racing. We've got one more video for you.
Hi, I'm Bob Hall. I first raced the Falmouth Road Race in 1975, and it was the thrill of my life. I'll never forget that moment. So many people, such a great day, so much encouragement. The ride through the hills, to the flats, along the beach, and to the finish line was really, really exuberant. A moment I'll never forget. Good luck, be safe, and enjoy the moment. It'll last forever.
Falmouth is on the traditional homeland of the Wampanoag tribe, the people of the First Light, who continue to live and thrive here in the community. As we all take part in this weekend's events, we pay homage and respect to those who first inhabited this land for over 15,000 years. In addition, we wish to recognize and welcome runners, supporters, and spectators who are of Indigenous and Native heritage who have joined us here today.
Hello, I'm Megan Faulkner, Executive Director of Falmouth Road Race, Inc. Welcome to Race Weekend. The A6 Falmouth Road Race is the signature fundraising event for our nonprofit organization, whose mission is to support and promote local organizations with a specific focus on youth athletics and programming that promotes health and wellness. Runners, volunteers, spectators, partners, and staff participating this weekend are all part of this fundraiser that impacts thousands of lives in Cape Cod and beyond. Since 2011, Falmouth Road Race, Inc. has contributed more than $5.9 million to missions-aligned local projects and initiatives. In addition, our Numbers for Nonprofit program hosts 4,000 runners from 225 different charity teams each year, helping our charity partners raise over $71 million, bringing awareness to their causes since launching in 2000. We wish you a happy and healthy weekend with us here in Falmouth, and thank you for the impact you have helped our organizations make a lasting impact in our community and beyond.
That was a great welcome video. Again, we're going to be welcoming a lot of folks throughout this weekend to all of these amazing events. Again, we're just a little over 5 minutes away. If you want to make that phone call to that friend, that relative, that person that's still on the expo, tell them to get their behinds out here and get ready for this beautiful evening here of the Falmouth Track Festival presented by ASICS. Again, we're going to kick things off at about 7 o'clock with our programming, and then those races will soon follow afterwards. Again, we've got two exciting Tommy Cockery High School mile races featuring some of the best athletes around here in the Massachusetts area. We've got those two wheelchair events, again, featuring some absolutely spectacular marathon champion athletes, world record holders, multi-Olympians, medalists. I mean, you name it, these wheelchair athletes that are out here are just absolutely spectacular. And then again, we'll wrap things up with those two elite mile races, women and men.
Yeah, and to talk about those elite mile races, there's an impressive prize purse of $25,000, and that is thanks to the Cockery Gross family sponsorship. And there's also some incentives to keep in mind as these athletes race around the track in our elite mile. So for the men, we want them to go sub 3:56. That's a little extra payday. The winner will get $1,000 for that if they go sub 3:56, and every athlete after that will get $500. And for the women, it's going sub 4:31, which last year's women's race was won in 4:23:11, which was the second year in a row the women's record has been broken. So do you think that we're going to be giving out a lot of money for that prize incentive?
I hope so. I'll be really jealous of some of this money. Again, I'm looking at this prize breakdown. First place for $5,000. And then, again, all those incentives that they got on here. Again, thanks to the Cockery Gross family sponsorship. Let me ask anybody out in the crowd that can answer this. Does anybody know what the men's record is here? Raise your hand. Who knows?
Who has really good
Who's got a good idea?
And can read this
Who wants to guess? 3:52, he nailed it. That man knows his sport there.
Wow, were you
3
here?
minutes and 52 seconds, .97. I was here that day. Charles Filbert Thurbo from Canada came out here and just blistered an amazing mile time, 3:52. And again, that seems really fast, but some of the guys that are in this field, there's a bunch of guys in here with 3:51 PRs, 3:52 PRs, 3:53 PRs. They're sharp right now. We've got a lot of athletes coming in here, fresh off the USATF Nationals out in Eugene, Oregon. Everybody's really fit both on the men's and the women's side. So I really think I can feel the wind just dying down a little bit, and I really think we're going to have some fast times in both those races.
And we also want to make sure we shout out again our sponsor, ASICS, who has given us remarkable support, which allows us to create the best experience for all of our participants. And as they say at ASICS, sound mind, sound body. And then we also want to thank, as we think about the Falmouth Road Race, and we think about the thousands of athletes running. We have so many special charity runners out there, so we want to shout out our Numbers for Nonprofits program. There's going to be over 4,000 different charity runners that are going to add a little more meaning to their miles, and we're grateful to have such a partnership with that group.
I think that's just one of the best parts of major road races around in the country is that, it's one thing to train for a race. It's one thing to, maybe you're trying to stay fit or you want to get more fit or you're doing it for a family member or something like that. But when you come out here and the kinds of money that these folks are raising throughout the country and especially at this event for some really worthwhile charities, I think it really adds that little extra special layer to the race. Again, we got a lot of great sponsors out here. We want to thank Falmouth Hospital, Penske Trucks, Tito's Vodka. I like me a little Tito's.
I knew you were going to say
I
something.
know. Sorry. Everybody knew I was going to say I like me a little Tito's.
I thought you said you were going to get on the shipwreck shuttle and fly away. We weren't going to see you for the rest of the night.
I saw a bunch of them around. I was going to snag one, but I'll wait till after Sunday. We also want to thank Run House. They've been inside the expo throughout our local store here selling equipment. A big shout out to the Vacasa family for athlete hosting. Again, a lot of folks know that these athletes that come in here to run, there's not a lot of hotels around here, but one of the great things that they do is they have these elite athletes staying with these families. And I tell you what, you talk to these athletes and they talk about the race, they talk about the event in general, the beautiful nature of it, the scenery out there and like that, but they cannot stop. They build relationships with these families that they have for decades because they remember the personal relationship that they grow with these families when they come and stay. And so big shout out to all the families, but especially the Vacasa family. Sullivan Tire, Premier Companies, the Flying Bridge, the restaurant here in Falmouth. Somebody clap for the Flying Bridge. We got KM, we got Duncan. I had me a little Duncan on the way here.
Your New Englanders in your Duncan. It's
gotta
strong.
Have a Duncan.
It's real. As Floridian, it's real strong.
I'm from the West Coast, so I grew up on the other brand.
Don't say anything.
I won't say it, the other brand. So, but I've moved my way off that brand. Gatorade and Poland Springs, Heritage Financial, Brain Injury Association, Samuel Adams, maybe a little Samuel Adams after my Tito's.
Sun Cruiser, I snuck one in for you.
That's a good one as well. Aloha and Cooked Perfect. Again, a lot of great sponsors that are taking care of everything throughout the weekend. We cannot do it without them. And again, another big, huge shout out to ASICS, our presenting sponsor throughout the weekend. We can't do it without them. And it just really helps make this event the way that it should be. And we're just about a minute or so away from kicking off the program here at the 2025 Falmouth Track Festival presented by ASICS. Why don't you introduce him? Yeah, just give it a breath. And then we're kicking out bonus signs. Can you tell Laura? Hey Laura, trying to get all of you. Just come over here for right now. We'll have you come up the stairs here when we're ready.
Derek Johnson, yeah, cast of the steeple. Very sorry.
I'm doing my thing.
Boston, we looked them up. Good. No worries.
Oh, here. Test.
No, you gotta help me with the welcome.
Oh, I gotta help you with the welcome.
I mean, you don't have to help me. What do you got here, Ben? I just listen to what she says. PRs are all pretty close. A lot of the people got a lot of the athletes here got knocked out of the heats.
So we can't do it right before the drop. Cut off right before the drop. It's all about the drop.
Heard this throw Walter Myler last week, or 2 weeks ago, 352.
All right, nice. Wait a second. Yep.
That's a different human being now.
All right, I told Carissa you had to wait for the drop of the song before we cut in and kick things off.
But the paper says 7, okay?
All right.
I'm trying to stay on task here. That's what we're going to do.
It's just about there. Once again, everybody, welcome out here. We still have folks flooding out from the expo, driving on in. Again, we've got seating on the inside. We've got railing on the outside. But again, we want to welcome everybody out here to the 2025 Falmouth Track Festival presented by ASICS.
We are so excited to be here, kicking off a great evening of racing, starting with our Tommy Cockery High School Mile. We've got, as we've mentioned before, the greatest wheelchair athletes ever who are going to grace us with their presence on this track today. And then we'll have our Falmouth Elite Miles, all part of our Falmouth Track Festival, presented by ASICS. But there's such a deep connection to Falmouth High School and everything we do here. So we want to welcome up to say a few words, a man that you'll be seeing a lot this weekend. If you live here, you know him. Please welcome up the president of the Falmouth Road Race, Mr. Scott Gelfie.
Thank you, Carissa. I want to kick this off first with a moment of silence. James T. Kalperis, who our track is named after, passed away this past December. He was commonly known as Kalpy. He was a coach, teacher, and administrator at Lawrence High School, which became Falmouth High School when the new school opened in '74. He touched the lives of many and truly was a legend. Any student who graduated from Falmouth has a Kalpy story. His love of track was paramount. Former track athletes credit him with their success. He brought Falmouth track to a higher level at the state, regional, and national levels. He was so honored with the introduction into the Mass Track and Field Hall of Fame. The dedication of this track in his honor was one of the most cherished honors, and it was a perfect way to say thank you to Kalpy for all he did for Falmouth. His unique style and personality will be missed. Please join us in a moment of silence for all the people who had a special place in Falmouth Road Race history, including Kalpy, who are not here with us today. Thank you very much. And to you, Carissa.
Thank you, Scott. We look forward to hearing your voice a little later on Sunday, but we're not going to let you get out of here just yet. We've got one more connection that makes this race personal. It makes it special, and this family continues to make sure that the race endures and the community is supported.
Absolutely. I'd like to invite up Laura Micah. Laura is part of the Cockery Groves family who sponsors our event. They do so much for us, and they have a special message for this event itself. So I'm going to hand it over to Laura.
Yes, I'm in tears because I didn't know about Kalpy, and he was a great guy. But anyways, it's so nice to be here. We weren't here last year, and I'm just shocked at how it's even grown in a year. It's wonderful. I can remember the days when this race just started, and Mr. Carroll got a group of track parents, and we'd put the cones around the track, and we called it finished. And Finney was there helping us too. So those were good days. But this is a great night. I think we have a great group of runners. I know that they're here not just because they're great runners, but because they do things for their community and basically stay out of trouble. And it doesn't take much to get in trouble. It's just one mistake. And I think that's what we're stressing. Always think, and continue to do your best. We're proud of you. You have not had great weather to be training in. It's been very hot. So you're blessed with tonight. But good luck, everybody. Have a great race.
Thank you, Laura, and thank you to the Cockery Foundation. And just a reminder what she said to echo, the athletes that you're going to see run this high school mile were not only chosen for their performance, but they were chosen for what they do off the track. And as we grow up and all the parents out there, we know that no matter how fast you run, it's what you do off the track that really makes people remember who you are. So thank you to the Tommy Cockery family for giving us that moment and that memory. At this time, we ask that you please rise if you are able and remove your hats and headgear as we prepare to honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Here to perform today is a Falmouth High School graduate with a beautiful voice. Please welcome Olivia Cosgrove.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er
Thank you, Olivia.
Wow. All right, I think that is the absolute best way to kick these events off. And again, we are going to be starting off with the Tommy Cockery High School Girls Mile. Carissa, let's learn about these athletes and let's introduce them.
All right, parents, are you excited out there to introduce these high school athletes? All right, girls, when we say your name, smile and wave and pretend that you're not nervous. All right, in lane 1, from Milton Academy with a 1,500-meter PB of 5:04, the founder of Malucci Bracelets, Mason Porter. In lane 2, from Falmouth High School with a PB of 5:22 in the mile, awarded the Coaches Award for both indoor and outdoor track as a freshman, Leah DePiper. In lane 3, from Framingham High School, she's a counselor at the YMCA with a mile PB of 5:04 that she ran here last year on her way to victory, Sasha Lamakina. Wearing bib number 4 from Falmouth Academy, a teaching assistant at the Children's School of Science who also raced here last year with a mile PB of 5:10, Elise Casso. In lane 5, from Wellesley High School, a 2025 World Mountain Running Cup Team USA member with a mile PB of 5:04, Eva McInnes. In lane number 6, from Wayland High School, she volunteers with Water Warrior and has a mile PB of 4:59, Mia Rent. In lane number 7, from Westwood High School with a PB in the mile of 5:02, and the founder of her school's Italian Cultural Club, Teo Bagnate. Wearing bib number 8 from Dover Sherborne Regional High School with a PB in the 1500 of 4:49 and a swim teacher for young children, Abby Artabane. Wearing bib number 9 from Winchester High School, secretary for her school's Make-A-Wish Club, coming in with a mile PB of 5:02, Riley Newman. And wearing bib number 10 from Framingham High School, a USATF All-American with a mile PB of 5:19, Daria Lamakina. Ladies and gentlemen, your Tommy Cockery High School Mile Girls participants. All right, we've got our amazing team from Dempsey out there and Mark on the track as well. We will look for them to give us our final instructions and let us know when we are ready to send them off. Mark, that's going to be on you.
It will be. We'll also hopefully get some splits. We got Tony Revis up there, legendary Tony Revis, who's the man on the splits.
Talking about legendary. All right, Tony, you are in your element. You've got all the information, the years of experience. What are you excited for out here today?
Always a fun competition here at the Tommy Cockery Miles. Meet record 4:56.33 set by Grace Connolly from Natick back in 2017. It's lasted quite a while. Fastest time in the field is Mia Rent from Wayland High School at 4:59, fifth in the Division 4 state meet, third the dual county championships as well. Member of the emerging elite team.
All right, they just hit the 200-meter mark. Field is already strung out, as I can see. And when they start coming down this home stretch here, I really want to feel this crowd get alive for them now. Come on.
Now, I'm loving seeing the DePiper sign out there. We got cheer squads among it, and this means something to have the support, to have the cheers, because someday they could be racing on this track as an elite.
That wouldn't be fun for anyone.
Woo! 5 and 4.
Elise Casso, Leva McInnes in the lead, number 5, number 4.
It looked like right about 117, 118 there for the split. Tony?
1:15.9. That is a 4:59 mile pace.
And again, tonight's event is being live streamed. If you have folks back at home, make sure they head to the Falmouth Road Race website and look for that link for the live cast here. They're seeing exactly what all of you are seeing up here on the Jumbotron, which is a beautiful angle out there with our camera on the ATV, as these folks are still battling out here, still the same pack up front. Casso right off the shoulder there. Rent in control. Just past 600 meters as they come down here, they'll hit the halfway point. Once again, let's get this crowd going here on this home stretch now. Come on.
Mia Rent on the inside, Casso on the outside. A 1:15 first lap. Casso, McInnes, and Rent. 2:32.9. 2:32.9 at the half. So that's a 1:17 coming off a 1:15 first lap.
Looks like Rent and Casso are starting to get a little bit of space there from the pack. Casso looking around, maybe a little anxious, but still allowing Rent to control, but not for very long. As I say that, looks like Casso now taking the lead over Rent.
She's got a personal best of 5:10.4. She ran it indoors.
And she raced here last year, so she has experience with the speed that this race is going to bring. And as we mentioned, last year's champion, Sasha Lamakina, in the field as well, ran her personal best in this race. So running with this elite group of high school girls is going to pull you faster than you should go on mile 2. We'll find out.
And that lead has really ballooned over the last 150 meters.
There you go, crowd.
Coming up on the bell lap.
Number 4, Casso out of Falmouth Academy.
3:45 with a lap to go.
Tony, what a definitive move by Casso out there. We're waiting for that split to come in to see what she really came through at.
But she really moved with 600 to go. She really, at the top of the track, she really sped up.
But she's not the only one moving. We do have a little bit of movement out there on the back of the track as well.
3:45 for that 3/4.
Again, Casso.
So that was a 1:12. I'm sorry, Mark. It was a 1:12 third quarter.
Casso coming in again with a personal record of 5:10. Looks very, very close to be breaking that here today if she can finish strong enough. Looking around a little bit. Don't worry. Don't look back, Casso. You just look forward. It's all you right now. Let's give it up. Elise Casso getting ready to come down the home stretch here in the Tommy Cockery High School Girls Mile. Your 2025 champion coming home strong.
Yep, give her that will. If you've done this, you know it burns, you know it hurts, and you know how competitive these girls are.
Eva Casso. Great battle for second. McInnes. 4:59.15. Elise Casso.
Elise, come back to the finish, Elise. Come back this way.
Mia Rett from Wayland in second. Eva McInnes from Wellesley in third. Defending champion Sasha Lamakina in fourth.
And Elise unofficially running that 4:59, breaking that 5-minute barrier, taking that decisive move at 600 meters. And it paid off. It's a risky move with a field like this, but it definitely paid off for her. And we're going to make sure we celebrate in all of our finishers out there today. Keep your eyes on these ladies, Massachusetts. They've got big things ahead of them.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have your champion here, Elise Casso, in the girls' Tommy Cockery Mile. Let's give it up once again. So, Elise, you were sitting off a Rent there for a while. I saw you kind of looking around a lot, maybe kind of waiting for your turn, and then all of a sudden, with about 600 meters to go, you made your move. Was that your plan?
Yeah, I didn't want to take the race. Well, at least I was trying to settle into second place and hold on to that for as long as I could, and then go for the win if I could.
Now, how did you feel? Obviously, a huge personal best here today. You came in with about a 5:10 mile, and now you just ran, just basically. Did she get under 5?
Unofficially,
Yes.
4:59 is what we're seeing right now.
How does that feel to finally break 5 minutes for the mile, at least unofficially?
I'm so happy. Yeah, I really wanted to break 5 this year, but I wasn't like that close. But I'm really glad I was able to do it now. So I didn't know that I could do it, so I'm really excited with that.
Well, now we know you can do it. Once again, give it up for your Tommy Cockery Girls High School Mile Champ.
And we'll be doing our award ceremony for the girls and the boys after both of those races complete right up here on stage. But that's an exciting moment to break through that barrier. And thank you, crowd, for providing that extra energy, that extra motivation out there to go all the way. And we are just a few minutes away from kicking off our next event. That's going to be our Tommy Cockery High School Mile for the boys.
All right, we'll swap out the mics here. And as we're getting ready to introduce the boys, Tommy Cockery Boys Mile Field here, I want to introduce a very special guest that I have here out on the track. Ladies and gentlemen, Falmouth Road Race Champion, Ben Flanagan, folks. Right out here on the track. Ben, from my understanding, you actually train with a couple of these athletes that are going to be running this race?
Oh, yeah. I think I've officially become an honorary gardener because I'm hanging out with that family all the time. We got the twins in the race here. I'm really excited to watch Nathan, Silas, some great runners. I train with their older brother, Caleb, the most. But, yeah, they're the best runners to come through Cape Cod in a long time, so it's pretty awesome to see.
Ben Flanagan, folks, we'll make sure that we have some more chats with him as we get this race underway, but we want to introduce this star-studded field here in the 2025 Tommy Cockery High School Mile.
Good luck.
Going to have all the athletes, a little bit of fist bump there from Flanagan. Our director here, Dave McGilvery's got them all lined up, and let's hear from these athletes. Coming in with a mile personal best of 4:34, representing Norton High School, which he ran that 4:34 in 2024. A member, 3-year Best Buddies member, basketball coach, camp counselor, and library volunteer, Sean Parham.
Woo-woo.
Wearing hip number 2, representing Roxbury Latin School, volunteers with Women's Lunch Place in Boston, and runner for Make-A-Wish with Mom on Sunday at the Falmouth Road Race with a mile PR of 4:09. Give it up for Richard Federico III. Representing Brookline High School, he's the captain of the Brookline High School cross-country team, 2-time Boston Herald All-Scholastic, and mile personal best of 4:19, Theodore Buddy. Wearing hip number 4, representing Foxborough High School, volunteers regularly through NHS, captain of 3 running sports, camp counselor, and World Language Club president with a mile personal best of 4:32, Timothy Chase. Representing Falmouth High School, head lifeguard at Beat the Beach Club, partner for Unified Basketball Team, and volunteers at Cape Cod Academy sports and basketball camps with a mile personal best of 4:38. Let's give it up for James McClenchy. Wearing hip number 6, representing Acton Boxborough High School. He ran a time of 4:32 in 2024, captain of the cross-country and track teams, volunteers at Nashua Soup Kitchen, and VT Siva basketball referee and lifeguard. Give it up for Akilish Mektatar. Wearing hip number 7, representing Boston Latin Academy. His favorite summer activity is playing hockey and hanging out with his friends. He's got a mile personal best of 4:37. Give it up for Ryan Collins. Representing Brooklyn High School, volunteers with the Special Olympics, a 2-time All-American and state champion, named MSTCA Spring Athlete of the Year with a mile personal best of 4 minutes and 8 seconds. Altamo Akincha from Brookline High School. Wearing hip number 9, representing Falmouth Academy, active in Boy Scouts, volunteering at local events and community projects. His favorite summer activity, playing tennis. He's got a mile time of 4:16. Give it up for Nathan Gardner. And last but not least, your 2024 champion here in the Tommy Cockery Mile. He also ran in 2023. He volunteers with the Boy Scouts. He assists at the library book sales and local track meets. His favorite summer activity is going to the vineyard and swimming with a mile personal best of 4:12. Give it up for Silas Gardner.
Look, Silas.
That's just for you. If you're not on it, you don't stay on it. This is not like a bank account with your true interest. The minute you start, I said, fitness is hand packing ice cream upside down into the sauna. The minute you stop packing it in, it all pops out.
Gun is up. And we're off here. The 2025 Tommy Cockery Boys High School Mile. Ben, what are we looking at for this race? I mean, with some of these times that I read off here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big story is going to be the battle of the brothers. So both Silas and Nathan, super fit, and it's going to be, can one of the other athletes break up that and win the whole thing themselves? So I heard a 4:08 in there.
Yeah.
I want to check in with Tony and get his take on that because we had a little discussion. We see the brothers, and we also see another little angle here if we're looking at the best stats coming in at 4:08.
Well, 4:08's got 4 seconds on the field, but this is a what have you done for me lately kind of sport. So it all depends on who's been training over since school. Whoever's got the best last month in them probably's got the favorites role. But one of the other things is, Caleb, Gardner ran this race. Henry Gardner ran this race. Every one of the Gardners has finished 4th except Nathan. He was 3rd last year. And Silas, he was 4th one year, but he won it last year.
Coming through the
Silas.
Right around 64 seconds I see there for the first lap, Tony.
It's still coming popular. 105 Silas Gardner, Theodore Buddy from out of Brookline, and Ashkenazi out of Brookline in 3rd, but they're all right there. Top 4 guys in 105.
I'm very familiar with Ashkenazi over there at Brookline High School. Very familiar with his coach out there, Mike Glennon. I've seen Altamo race before. He is a top-class athlete. Again, that is our athlete out there with that 4:08 mile time as he moves into 2nd place there, right at around 600 meters to go. Very good position there for Altamo.
He was in the meet of champions. He was 1st, and that's where he got his 4:08:31. That was on the 8th of June. And also, he was the Massachusetts Division I champion in Somerville, and he ran 4:17. That was on the 31st of May.
Let's bring it up for him now, folks. Let's bring this volume up.
Silas Gardner, Altama Ashkenazi, Theodore Buddy.
Silas Gardner coming in at 2:08, followed by Altamore and Teddy Buddy getting in the mix right there. Ironically, the pace at 4:17 has stayed the same. And, Tony, I expected it to start to drop a little bit right now.
Well, we got a race. That's what happens. So Silas does not want to give up that lead. We have 600 to go as they hit the top of the track. Ashkenazi right behind him. Now a little bit of a gap, but back to Buddy. But the race is all still ahead of us. Once again, we got Silas Gardner's the defending champion. Last year running 4:22.87.
And that's what happens sometimes in races like that. It's not who's the fastest, it's who's the smartest out there on the course. So we may be seeing 4:17 and we're saying, oh, but you're coming in with the 4:08. But that's not how the race goes, Tony.
No, it is the smartest runner. And the mile is just a perfect thinking man's race. 4 laps, and here's the last one coming up. Ashkenazi now on the outside. Silas tries to fight him off.
Wow, what a move there from Altamo.
Now I got to check in with Ben. Does Silas have any tells that you're seeing right now out there on the course, Ben?
It's going to be a big fight. Altamo looks amazing in this closing lap, but I know Silas isn't going to give up. It's going to come down in the last 200 here, and if Altamo's got one more gear, he looks outstanding right now.
3:14 for both of them at the bell.
I do not see Silas giving up. In fact, it looks like he's starting to reel in a little bit, but he's definitely holding that pace. Do you think that was his strategy here today, Ben?
I've seen Silas run a lot, and he's got one gear, and it's all out. So he's going to run as hard as he can until he crosses that finish line. The big question is it going to be enough?
Oh, this is going to be a race, folks. Let's bring him in. Silas Gardner now coming on the shoulder of Ashkenazi. Silas Gardner. Silas Gardner. Woo!
What a race. 4:16.6 to 4:17.7. Buddy in 4:20. Nathan Gardner in 4:20.6. He's finally got his fourth place finish at the Falmouth Mile, Tommy Cockery Mile, to join the family tradition.
Wow, what a race. That was such a strong move from Altamo there with a lap to go. But Silas just did not want to give up.
Congrats. You want to come for a little chat?
Come on, Ben. Ben, bring it.
And talk about this race.
All right, everyone. First up, let's give a huge round of applause for a win. What a fight. That was amazing. Awesome job. So Silas looked a little bit like Prefontaine out there. From the gun, right to the front, everything he had. 300 to go. You made us a little nervous. How did you find that last gear?
I just had to dig down. I just got to put it all out, though.
Attaboy, Silas. And is that back-to-back so far? We got 2 wins back-to-back. Amazing work. It was outstanding. Tell us what's next for you. Are you going to train for anything else this summer, or is it back to school now?
It's back to school basketball cross country.
Oh, he seems really happy about that.
All right, Silas, amazing job. You had your brother fighting for 3rd place as well. You guys are doing an amazing job. Keep representing Cape Cod as best you can. You're doing awesome. Good job. Congratulations, Silas.
Gardner's in the house.
Ben, really insightful. You got a lot of good stuff out of that interview, Ben. You got a career, all right?
You lost him as soon as you said back to school. He just kind of went like, oh, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
60 minutes will not be calling.
That was a hard-working athlete right there. I think I may be needing to give him another 2 minutes, but
Yeah. It's tough sometimes. You're exhausted and you're hyped up from winning the race, but also pretty exhausted. We do have the wheelchair athletes I see on the backstretch there getting ready to line up. But let's just talk about those 2 races real quick. Both really exciting high school races, Ben.
yeah, I mean, first event obviously looked totally shocked at the win, just dipping under 5 minutes for the first time. Super exciting. Looked like she had it in the bag with about a lap to go. And that second one, right down to the wire. I mean, you can't ask for a more entertaining race than that.
I think it was, again, very impressive. I love that move by Altamo, but, just to have that strength and power and will to not let him go and then just to wait until coming off that last curve. That was always my sweet spot, was coming off that last curve. So I really enjoyed watching that, definitely. So we're going to get our official results here from our high school races and have that award ceremony for our boys and girls before we start off the next round of races here, which will be our wheelchair divisions. But again, once again, want to welcome everybody out here to the 2025 Falmouth Track Festival presented by ASICS.
And we want to thank ASICS because did you take a look at their kits? ASIC has outfitted all of our athletes with their kits, so they've got a sound body, a sound mind, and if you are a runner, you can head on into the expo tomorrow, check out all the great gear and shoes ASICS has. They also have it out there over here on the field, so you can get all suited up to be at your best and looking your best on race day and beyond. So thank you to our sponsor, ASICS, sponsor of Sunday's race and today's mile events.
If we can get those top 3 boys and girls finishers in the Tommy Cockery High School Mile, please come on over here into the awards area.
Oh, yeah. So that's good to know. You got the right points, everything. Oh, thank you. There we go. Oh, there you go. Yeah, messed it up now. Come on in this area. Want to hold this for a second?
We're looking for our top 3 girls here in the Tommy Cockery Mile. Come on over here into the awards area.
That was a great race, man. Nice job.
Looks like we've almost got it looks like we got everybody here. We got 3 and 3.
No, I mean, it's not like a horrendous, it's just like pretty much, I was supposed to run Ottawa, and it's been the same thing until.
Yeah. You got time for Toronto.
Yeah, I wish it was the high school.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's all good. I really.
All right, we are getting ready to celebrate our top 3 finishers in our girls' Tommy Cockery High School Mile. We want to welcome Liz Gross, who will be here to present our awards today. We're going to get a few photos here. It's always about social media. All right, our 3rd place finisher in our Tommy Cockery High School Girls Mile out of Wellesley. Please welcome Hiava McGinnis in a time of 5:06.80. Our 2nd place finisher out of Wayland High School in a time of 5:06.72, Mia Rent. And introducing your 2025 Tommy Cockery High School Girls Mile Champion, representing Falmouth in 4:59.42, Elise Casso. How about a big round of applause for our top 3 finishers? Well done, ladies. And again, thank you to Liz Cockery Gross for being here to hand out our medals.
Told not to do anything dumb, because this isn't like 100%. And like if I was doing a regular long run, it would be like 6:30 pace. So I'll probably run 5:40s for the race. So I'm gonna probably dial it back for the pre-race. So anyways, I was gonna ask.
All right, now on to our Tommy Cockery Boys Mile top 3. We had a couple of Brookline runners here in the top 3. In 3rd place from Brookline High School, running a time of 4:20.74. Give it up for Theodore Buddy. And he made a strong move with 400 meters to go. Ended up finishing 2nd, also representing Brookline High School, running a time of 4:17.86. Altamo Ashkenazi. And we all know this last name. What a great race. Did not let go at the end. Held on strong to finish down the home stretch. Representing Falmouth, running a time of 4:16.85. Back-to-back champion. Give it up for Silas Gardner.
I don't know if she's running right now, but if she's running well, she'll have a shot.
Once again, your top 3 here in the Tommy Cockery High School Boys Mile.
I didn't know as well. We got Freericks in there though, and Allie Wilson. Those will be like probably top dogs. I don't know what kind of shape Freericks is in, but she's in good shape.
All right, now we're going to get ready to transition to our chair race, but Tony, in true Tony fashion, is diving in to the stats here, and unofficially, because everything that comes out of an announcer's mouth is unofficial, we're checking our record.
By both Silas and Altamont. 4:16.85 and 4:17.86, both under the old mark. That's what great racing does. Brought a record on the, Kalperis Track tonight.
Just wanted to make a quick announcement. We do have our wheelchair athletes now out on the track, so we do want folks to please clear the track now. We need you either on the inside or on the outside. We don't want to have anybody crossing in front of these very, very fast athletes as they are out on the track. So again, we are going to get ready to transition over to our wheelchair events at this time.
So one record has already fallen, others could come, but this is such an exciting moment for our chair athletes. Tony, what does this mean to you to see 50 years of chair racing and to have Tatiana and Daniel here to race tonight?
Well, I was talking to Tatiana. I've been following her career the entire time. Of course, know Bob Hall very well from back in 1975. Watched the wheelchair division develop beautifully. Talking to Tatiana and saying at the U.S. Nationals out of Eugene, Oregon, the wheelchairs were just welcomed beautifully this year. The transition has been made. It's no longer this quote-unquote special thing. It's just another top-end competition at the Nationals, at the Paralympics. It's something that these athletes now get to really get the kind of recognition and focus that they really deserve.
And something beautiful here is that we have two athletes in our women's field who the reason they're here racing, the reason they were inspired to race is because they saw Tatiana race. And that just gives me goosebumps to think of the impact that she's had worldwide.
Heroes are everything. You can't sell sport as eat your vegetables, it's good for you. I want to be him. I want to be her. You need heroes. And Tatiana McFadden is the most dominant wheelchair female among a glittering, like a Mount Rushmore. I mean, Jean Driscoll, and there are some great wheelchair athletes, but Tatiana McFadden, just spectacular athlete, and she has inspired the next generation, even as she's racing against them on the track tonight.
One of those athletes, she inspired an Egyptian athlete, Hoda, when she started training wheelchair racing, rural Egypt might not be the easiest place to train to be a world-class chair athlete. But Hoda was so inspired by Tatiana and wanted to be a world-class wheelchair racer. And she is today training with that wonderful group out of Champaign-Urbana, Illinois. And we're so grateful to have them here. Most of these athletes you will see again at the Falmouth Road Race on Sunday. As we've mentioned, we're going to celebrate 50 years of wheelchair racing here in Falmouth.
And the rest of the field now coming down the stretch in position.
So we talk a lot about how fast runners run the mile. But wait till you see how fast these athletes go in these amazing machines that they're in. It's mind-blowing how fast they go.
It started off with Bob Hall using about a 40-pound Everson Jennings wheelchair from a hospital. Now you got these 13, 14-pound bullets. They look like drag racers. Ready? All right, here we go. The hip and helmet bib number 4. 16-year-old out of Taunton, Massachusetts, a sophomore at Bristol Plymouth High School, a 7-time gold medalist at the Move United Hartford Nationals this year. Welcome, Mary McDonald. Hip and helmet number 3, also 16 years old. They're good friends, as a matter of fact. The sophomore at Notre Dame Academy. She was 4th in the 2024, 2023, and 2021 Falmouth Road Race. She's run the road race 8 times. She was the youngest ever wheelchair competitor at Falmouth at age 7 back in 2016. This is Maddie Wilson. Hip and helmet number 2 from Egypt, but living for the last 3 years in Champaign-Urbana, Illinois at the great University of Illinois program. The 2024 Falmouth Road Race wheelchair champion, this is Hoda El-Sharbagi, an Egyptian Paralympian. And the lady we talked about so long, a 5-time Falmouth Road Race champion, a 22-time Paralympic medalist, a 20-plus time Abbott World Marathon Major titleist from Silver Springs, Maryland, the great Tatiana McFadden. The meet record for women, 3:42.55, held by Susanna Scaroni back in 2023.
Once again, folks, we do want to make a very strong announcement. Anybody out on the backstretch, if you've got kids out there, if you're out on that backstretch, we need that backstretch completely clear. These athletes are going to be coming through very, very fast. So please hold on to your kids, hold on to your husbands, hold on to whoever you need to hold on to. Keep them off the track.
And here we go. Inside McFadden, El Sherbagi, then Wilson, then McDonald. Tatiana said that she has been staying on the sprints so far this summer and quite successfully at the U.S. Nationals out in Eugene, Oregon on August 1st. She won both the 100 and the 400 meters. And earlier this summer in Europe, she set a world record at 400 meters at 51 point. And she is flying early. With Hoda El Sherbagi in second place, part of that great Champaign, Illinois program. She's our 2024 Falmouth Road Race champion. Tatiana was at the Paralympics in Paris last year and did not come to Falmouth.
All right, crowd, let's share some love for one of the most influential wheelchair athletes in the world, the Netflix documentary Rising Phoenix, all about her. And she is looking smooth and confident out there through our first 400 meters.
Tatiana came through in 60 seconds flat. Hoda in 64 point. On the backstretch, she's got about 30 meters or so, but Hoda's not giving it up.
Tony, I find it fascinating that these wheelchair athletes can compete in anything basically from a 400 meters all the way up to a marathon. I mean, Tatiana's won medals on the track in short distances, and then she's gone out and blown people away in the Abbott World Marathon Majors marathons.
Yeah, they're great athletes, and they just play everything they possibly can. It's a little bit different than foot racing because you're using different shoulder and arm muscles and back muscles. Okay, Tatiana coming through the half, unofficially at 1:57. 1:57.2. Hoda El Sherbagi in second place.
And Tony, it's deceiving. The first half of the race is a little different from the second half because the first half, it's all that momentum that they're building just in the first 100, 200 meters before they really get going.
It takes a while to get these things up to speed, but once they do, boy, it's watch out because they can just fly. When on downhill road races courses, they're going over 40 miles an hour.
I've gone 40 miles an hour on my bike one time, and I thought I was going to die.
Once again, the meet record 3:42.55 back in 2023 by Susanna Scaroni, another great wheelchair athlete. But Tatiana took it right from the gun, opened a lead, and just extended it ever since.
In Paris, you mentioned she wasn't here last year. She was 9th in the 1,500 meter race.
2:54, 3/4. So 1:57 and then 2:54 off of 1:01 after 60 seconds flat. So 60 seconds, then 57, and then 57 again.
And she just looks so smooth and confident coming around. What a treat to watch one of the best to ever do it.
Tatiana McFadden just giving us a little bit of taste of what we're going to see on Sunday as well. Getting ready to come around the final turn here. Let's give it up for her. She comes down the home stretch, coming wide now in lane 2.
Here she comes, powering down that final stretch. Tatiana McFadden, Silver Springs, Maryland, 5-time Falmouth Road Race champion, 2025 Track Festival Mile champion in 3:50 point.
Well, we've got already one sub-4 mile, Ben Flanagan. I think that's only the first of many that we're going to see
Cable
here.
and Craig Blanchett, former great champions and trailblazers here at the Falmouth Road Race, holding the tape.
A little bit of deja vu seeing Tatiana win again.
Yeah, I when I was working for the Boston Marathon, I saw her win many, many times. I remember the first year that she came out for the Boston Marathon and just completely revolutionized women's wheelchair events. And you just see there were already some really great female wheelchair athletes out there, but she just seemed to take things to like a completely different level, and it's just been amazing to watch her career.
Mark, you remember the days when she would win Chicago and New York in the fall, Boston and London in the spring, week to week, back to back.
Yeah, literally back-to-back marathons and just completely dominating the World Marathon Majors.
And here comes Mary McDonald coming across the line in 5:10 unofficially. And right behind her, Maddie Wilson from Spencer. Another lap. That's Mary McDonald with one more lap. Sophomore at Bristol Plymouth. She won a 4-miler in New York City earlier this year at the Achilles Hope and Possibility 4-miler. She's the Mayflower Athletics Conference 400 and 800-meter wheelchair champion. And I said earlier in the introduction, 7-time a gold medalist at the Move United Hartford Nationals. On top of which you talk about, abilities, she's also a power lifter.
And we do want to shout out as we're recognizing legacy here of our wheelchair racing in Falmouth. As we mentioned, our brake tape holders, Craig Blanchette and Candace Cable are there. Candace was returning. She would be celebrating 1975. She's a legend on the Paralympic stage. She earned 12 Paralympic medals, and she's amassed an incredible career with 84 marathon victories. Craig won the wheelchair division 8 times between 1991 and 2010 and set a world record at Gasparilla. So let's celebrate in all of our chair female athletes on the track today. They are here because of trailblazers like Craig and Candace, because of all those who believe that inclusivity in sports.
Let's bring home Mary McDonald from Taunton. Sub 7-minute pace here at the Falmouth Festival of Miles. Next up, the men's wheelchair competition.
All right, we're here on the track here with our champion in the women's wheelchair division, Tatiana McFadden, folks.
Thank you.
Tatiana, you've been such an amazing inspiration in female wheelchairs and wheelchair events in general. How do you feel about that? What does that, it must feel special.
Well, first of all, thank you all for coming and cheering on all the athletes. And for me, I'm just so happy that I get to do what I love every single day. I absolutely love my job, going out and training and racing and going to the Paralympics. And to be a role model is just like the cherry on top, and that's what really keeps me going, especially on the days that it's tough, that I know that I'm making a difference in someone's life.
We've been talking a lot, beautiful. We've been talking a lot throughout the weekend, as we already have, about the 50th anniversary of the wheelchair division here at Falmouth. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I can't believe that it's been 50 years. I mean, I'm so thankful for all the wheelchair racers before me, the men and the female. They really had to fight for us, because if they didn't take that chance, if they weren't that voice, then I wouldn't be here this weekend at all racing. Maybe I would be fighting for it. But I'm so thankful for the people that have fought for it for the last 50 years.
And I mean, having accomplished all that you have, I mean, Tony was wrapping off all the Boston Marathon titles and going to London right afterwards, and all the Abbott World Marathon Majors, and all the Paralympic Games and the medals and everything. What still continues to inspire you in the sport?
I want to get the record of the most medals, Olympic and Paralympic side, by LA, by getting the most world medals, and I'm one away.
All right, let's hear it for that. One away. Can't wait for that moment. Tatiana McFadden, folks, your champion here in the women's wheelchair.
We ready for the top three?
Yep.
Okay.
Tony.
In third place, Spencer, Massachusetts, a time of 5:17:53. Let's congratulate Madeline Wilson. Maddie Wilson. An Egypt native now living in Champaign-Urbana, Illinois, in 4:12:58. Second place finisher, Hoda Elshborgagi. And our champion, Silver Springs, Maryland, in a time of 3:51.30, Tatiana McFadden.
All right, once again, let's give it up for these three ladies here. Great job. We'll be seeing them on Sunday again. So fascinating to see these wheelchair athletes be able to come out here and go as fast as they go and then still come back and race on Sunday. Tony, I mean, what's the recovery after a mile race before a 7-mile race?
Mark, since I should be, I don't know. I don't know what his feeling is. I think for a marathon, I've heard it said that for wheelchair athletes, because it's weight bearing, running, you're pounding. They're not pounding as much in the wheelchairs. You can come back. It's more like a 20 to 25K race. It's not that it's not taxing to come back from, but it's much easier in a wheelchair than it is in a foot race.
Well, yeah, you're recovering more cardiovascularly rather than the muscles. I mean, trust me, you know, and I do know what it feels like to go out and run a mile race all out to try to break 4 minutes in the mile. I mean, you're trash. Your calves are destroyed. Your hamstring hurts.
Right.
Your body, your legs are achy, and you get all the all the blood going in there and up, and it takes a lot to recover.
But it's the same thing with wheelchair racing. Who has the symmetry, so that you don't have that overuse injury on one side versus another. Constantly doing drills, constantly doing weight work, always trying to keep the body balanced. And not have to pay the penalty. Where's the weak link in the chain? And somebody like Tatiana has been at it so long, and she's maintained that excellence and that fitness that long. That's what's as impressive as anything.
I was going to say, again, when you're talking about Tatiana, it's, the professionalism and the experience that she's had throughout the sport for so many years. Obviously, she knows exactly what she's doing because she keeps doing it.
All right, we see our men's wheelchair athletes now coming down the line doing their final warm-ups.
They're going to take one more lap around to get warmed up. Once again, just as a reminder, for those folks out on the backstretch or anywhere out on the track, we want to keep things nice and clear for these very, very fast athletes.
Mark, why don't you ask Ben what he's doing tomorrow?
Ben, what are you doing tomorrow? You're doing something. What are you doing tomorrow?
I mean Sunday, not tomorrow. Sunday.
Oh, not Sunday.
Tomorrow he's going to come hang out at the kids' races,
You're going to come to
right?
you're going to come to the kids' race tomorrow, maybe? Don't want to put you on the spot.
No, Sunday. Ask him what he's doing Sunday.
Let's talk about Sunday. What are your plans? Don't give us up any secrets. Don't give us, any, special things that you're going to do. But what are you hoping for Sunday?
So before tomorrow, I was just going to say, my wife and I, we recently just had a baby that's now 5 months old. Yeah. Which we're very excited about. But my father-in-law, Scott, here.
Grandpa Gelfie.
Grandpa Gelfie wants us to attend the kids' event so that she can scout the competition for the future years.
Oh, okay. Gelfie's already trying to train the next Falmouth 7-mile or maybe even mile champion. We'll see.
Sunday, so I won't be competing myself in the typical format I usually do. I'm coming off a bit of an injury, so as much as I would love to try to go for title number 4, this won't be the year for it, but I am still participating. I'm going to start in very last place, and for every runner that I pass throughout the event, we're going to donate $1 to the J. Robb Foundation, which provides adaptive sports equipment. So we're really excited about that.
Wow, let's give a round of applause for that. I tell you what, I love that concept. But I tell you what, anybody running Sunday, look over your shoulder because he's going to be coming.
I'm coming.
But be happy if he does pass you. If he does pass you, at least you're helping donate to a great cause. Tony, looks like we're ready for the men's wheelchair event.
Let's get to it. Hip number 5 out of Jamaica Plain, 19 years of age, originally from Haiti. This is Delmace Mayo. 6th in Falmouth in 2024, 5th in 2023. Hip number 4, one of the great wheelchair athletes of the last generation, originally from Portugal, now living in Glen Ridge, New Jersey. A 5-time Falmouth Road Race champion, 20 times he's run the race. This is Tony Noguera. Hip number 3 out of Utica, New York. He is he's been 3rd at the 3-time Beach to Beacon Road Race champion 2 weeks ago, 6 times on the podium at the Falmouth Road Race, and the 2021 champion. This is Herman Gehrig.
Go, Herman.
Hip number 2 out of the Elite Athlete Training Center in Chula Vista, California, the 2024 Falmouth Road Race champion, 2nd in 2023, Miguel Jimenez Vergara. And hip number 1 from Champaign, Illinois, a 5-time Falmouth Road Race champion, a 2-time Paralympic gold medalist, 2 times bronze medalist. This is Daniel Romanchuk, our course record holder. The meet record by Daniel, 3:15.91, set in 2023. Clear the track on the backside, please.
Once again,
Runners,
folks, everybody on the back stretch.
clear the
Please
track.
clear the track.
So it's Mayo, Noguera, Garrett, Jimenez Vergara, and Romanchuk. There they go. This should be a dandy. In Eugene, Oregon, at the U.S. Track and Field Nationals, you had Daniel and Miguel running together in the 400, 800, 1500, and the 5,000. And Daniel got him in each one of those races, but in the 5,000 meters, he got him by 0.09 seconds. Just barely nipped them at the line. So there was a great battle between those two. But Daniel now has gone to, just like Tatiana McFadden in the women's side, Daniel has laid down the gauntlet very early on.
I tell you what, just look at the arm span of Daniel Romanchuk. I've always been fascinated. Look at him go.
Okay, look at that first lap go whipping by in 48 seconds point. 51 right behind for Miguel. One minute on the clock. So Romanchuk in 48.8, Vergara in 51, Herman Gehrig in 60 flat, Delmace Mayo in 60 flat .4. Tony Noguera in 65 seconds.
I know we've got a field full of former Falmouth Road Race champions, and the young one, Delmace, here at 19 years young, making his debut, as you said, at the Boston Marathon this year, and just so much strength and power in this group as they fly through. It's truly beautiful. It's like a dance.
Delmace was the Bay State Games mile and 400-meter champions in his last competition. Well, that second lap, if you just turn your head, you just lose them instantly. They're going so darn fast. 136 for Daniel Romanchuk, 142 for Miguel Jimenez Vergara.
I was going to say that exact same thing, Tony. Don't blink because they're coming right back around.
Yeah, they are just absolutely flying on a perfect day to race. Herman Gehrig and Delmace Mayo, they're in a tight battle for third place, and both of them in 158 at the half. Once again, 3:15.91 in 2023 was Daniel's meet record.
Oh, yeah. You're absolutely ripping.
And he'll have one more lap when he hits the line next. .226 unofficially at the bell. Miguel in 2:37 unofficially. Daniel with about 300 left right now.
All right, crowd, don't forget to cheer him on in as you see him come by, celebrate this, and look at, we've got such a tight battle for third place on the podium.
Daniel Romanchuk coming around the final turn here.
3:03 on the clock. Candace Cable, Craig Blanchett holding the tape. 3:09. Here he comes. 3:15.91 is the meet record. It looks like he's just going to miss it by a hair. Now, who knows? At 3:16 unofficially, he might have gone under.
3:16.57 unofficially, Tony.
3:15.57 and the meet record 3:15.91 with I think we got our second 3:16. He just missed it by less than a second. And then Miguel Jimenez Vergara 3:30.5 in second place.
And we've got quite a finish for our final spot on the podium. Neck and neck. The veteran takes it.
Herman Garrick, Delmy Smile in 3:55, 3:56 unofficially.
We'll be seeing a lot more from Del Mesa again, just 19 years old. 7th in the Falmouth Road Race 2024.
And 5th back in 2023. So he's just getting started, and he's got the heroes to look up to. And you can see these athletes. Tony Noguera, 57. I know Krieger Shabort, 61 years old, will be back at the Falmouth Road Race on Sunday morning. So you could do this for a long period of time. Just like running, it's a lifetime sport.
And you mentioned the mentorship. That's something Tony is really proud of and really known for, is how he mentors the new athlete.
Tony's a coach as well, exactly. And Krieger was, just like Bob Hall was a chair designer, Krieger Shabort is a chair designer. So these guys give back in so many ways. They're not just racers. There's a tremendously close community in the wheelchair racing world. So once again, 3:16 for Daniel Romanchuk, Miguel Jimenez Vergara 3:30, Herman Garrick 3:54, Delmy Smile 3:56, Tony Noguera 4:30.
And Daniel's coming right to you, Mark. He's like, all right, guy with the microphone, let's go.
You're going so slow now. Come on, you're not going as fast as you were before. Here, let me give you this microphone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's give it up for your men's wheelchair champion, Daniel Romanchuk. Daniel, again, much like Tatiana McFadden, you've been an absolute inspiration. You busted out on the scene 10, 15 years ago and just overtook all of the World Marathon majors, Boston Marathon, London, all the major marathon races. What has it been like on this kind of roller coaster of dominance here in the sport?
Oh, this really, I think here at the Falmouth Road Race, I heard you guys had mentioned Krieger. I actually remember meeting him for the first time, my first time out here at Falmouth, and really, I think races like Falmouth play a huge part in getting a great foundation to be able to continue in the sport and go to the various places it might take you.
Again, I mean, it was a great setup. I mean, we talked to Tatiana about the 50-year anniversary of wheelchairs here in Falmouth. What does that mean to you?
Oh, it's just just incredible to be back here, and just so thankful to all of the racers who have pushed for inclusion and equality, and just to get us to where we are now.
Again, I put Tatiana on the spot. I mean, what does it mean to be such an inspiration to a lot of the young athletes that are out here in this event?
Oh, I certainly looked up to some racers like Krieger and a number of other racers, and so really just glad I can continue and continue and. Oh, sorry. We're at sea level, but I think I'm having some oxygen deprivation.
You just went 3:16 for a mile. It's okay. Take your time to breathe. Once again, folks, let's give it up for your champion here, Daniel Romanchuk.
We're going to do the award ceremony right here.
Tony, I think we're going to do our award ceremony if you have the official results.
I sure do. In third place, Utica, New York. Utica Boilermaker champion, Beach to Beacon champion, 3:54.89 for Herman Garrick. Second place at Chula Vista, California, just south of San Diego. His time 3 minutes 30.63. This is Miguel Jimenez Vergara. And our champion from Champaign, Illinois in 3:16.71, just off his own meet record, Daniel Romanchuk.
And again, Tony, you'll be at the finish line on Sunday welcoming all of these great athletes as they come in and really, truly celebrate the 50 years of wheelchairs here at Falmouth. What does that mean to you?
Well, we used to do a show on ESPN called In Pursuit, and it followed the exploits of not just wheelchair racers, but all the Paralympic sports, and we went all over the world. And what we found out is this great resilience, this great dedication, and it was, I was inspired. I'm an athletic guy. I'm a reporter. I love athletics. I like competition. And the wheelchair athletes and the Paralympic community gives us as good as any other sport you've ever seen. I've always been in love with Paralympic sports, and it's a joy to see them. Many of them are such good friends. It's great to see Candace Cable and Craig Blanchett, whose exploits were part of our shows back then.
And to have so many athletes return for the 50th anniversary of our wheelchair division, to be out here to support the growth and, again, just the goal of inclusivity. And Tatiana said it perfectly, and you know very well, when you had chair athletes showing up in races 30, 40, 50 years ago, that was an anomaly.
Oh, well, the chairs were like 40 pounds. And they were very short like regular wheelchairs you see in hospitals. And then they decided to make, okay, the wheelbase was still very short, but it was 4 wheels. Then it became 3 wheels with a short wheelbase, and now you've got these top-fueled dragsters, which have, cambered wheels. They're really set up for fast racing. With their light as light could be, Marcel Hoog's chair must cost $25,000 or $30,000. So these are really quite, not just expensive, but very impressive pieces of engineering.
I can only imagine it's traveling with those chairs is kind of like a cyclist is traveling around the world to do cycling races. You must be very nervous packing that thing up, $25,000 in a box.
Well, it is, and in all the chair athletes I've had the opportunity to speak with, it is an area where there needs to be improvement in how airlines and everything handles these chairs that are specifically made these athletes' bodies. They're not just able to go out and get a replacement. So it is definitely a challenge to overcome and things that we aren't able to think about as an able-bodied athlete.
Oh, well, you've seen many runners. How many runners have we seen? Oh, I forgot my racing shoes. You see it all the time. So they just go to the store and get a new pair of shoes or borrow a pair from somebody else. No problem. You can't do that with a wheelchair, especially the way they're fitted specifically in their seats.
All right, well, if we take a look down the track, we are going to start to shift our attention to our elite mile racing. Spectators, how do you feel about seeing these elite athletes fly across our track here at Falmouth High School? We're going to be kicking it off with our women's race. Four Olympians in this field.
Talk about sleek machines. Perfect night for racing.
We mentioned the win about an hour and a half ago. We don't need to mention it now. Mark has done his due diligence in getting the win to go away.
I was just talking to Ben Flanagan. I was like, I keep looking at that American flag up there, and it was blowing a little bit, but now it's nice and still. Perfect timing.
All right, we are going to introduce our Falmouth Elite Mile competitors, starting with hip number 1, a standout at Rider University, 10th here last year with a mile PR of 4:30.29, representing the USA, Tegan Shine Becker. Wearing hip number 2 from Raleigh, North Carolina, a 4-time All-American at Stanford with a mile PR of 4:30.09. She set earlier this summer, representing the USA, Jess McGordy. Wearing hip number 3, a Paris Olympian for Palestine and the Palestinian national record holder in the mile, Layla Almasri. Wearing hip number 4, an all-ACC athlete during her time at Virginia Tech who has run personal best in the 1,500, the 800, and the mile this season, representing the USA, Grace Boone. Wearing hip number 5, an NCAA All-American for Arkansas who raced in the 2023 World Championships for her home country of South Africa. A previous third-place finisher here at the Falmouth Elite Mile with a PR of 4:29.03, Karina Vilhoen. Wearing hip number 6, a Massachusetts native who ran at Newton High School with a mile PB of 4:36.25, representing the USA, Lucy Jenks. Wearing number 7, a multiple-time All-American at Northern Arizona University who set a new PB in the 1500 at last month's national championships, representing the USA, Annika Reese. Wearing number 8, a Rio Olympian for Canada in the 3,000-meter steeplechase and a 7-time NCAA All-American, Erin Teshuk. Wearing hip number 9, a Paris Olympian in the 800-meter and the 2024 U.S. Indoor 800-meter champ from the ATL, representing the USA, Allie Wilson. Wearing hip number 10, an All-American at the University of Washington. She took first at a 1,500 meter in Norway earlier this summer, representing the USA, Eleanor Fulton. Wearing hip number 11, a 9-time All-American at Villanova, third place here in 2023. She set a new PB this summer of 4:25.13. Representing the USA, Angel Picarillo. Wearing hip number 12, a 2-time Olympian and Olympic silver medalist, 3-time world silver medalist, and American record holder in the 3,000-meter steeplechase. Representing the USA, Courtney Frericks. Wearing hip number 13, a recent graduate of Northern Arizona University with a season's best in the mile of 4:29.14, representing the USA, Alex Carlson. And wearing hip number 14, your pacer this evening, Amy Piccolo. This is your elite women's mile field for the Falmouth Elite Mile. Make some noise out there. Last 2 years, the record has been broken. Will it go down today?
I just like hearing all about the steeplechasers. That's my peeps right there.
I was going to say with 2 dry feet today, but... All right, Tony, what are you looking for as these 4 laps unfold?
Well, you know, everyone's on form, so they've gotten either to the Nationals. Just last week, we had the Sir Walter Myler down in North Carolina. We saw Angel Picarillo. She was third in that race in her PB in 4:25.13. Hip number 11, so watch out for Angel. She is particularly sharp. Courtney Frericks, of course, the silver medalist, the World Championship medalist. She's just coming off ACL surgery a couple of years ago and still is finding her form, but you got to race your way back into shape.
And Courtney, a lot of people know that name. Now, Ed Eyestone, another name that a lot of people know. Courtney's under his tutelage, spending more times on the road, keeping both feet dry, as we alluded to. So it's going to be an interesting evolution for her. Where is she in that transition today on the track?
That's what we're here to find out. Every race she's going to get markedly better. We know the talent is there. The experience is there. She just got to get her body back in form and then let all that experience come to the fore in races. She'll eventually get there.
Our pacer, Amy, in the green right there, leading the charge. And Grace Boone.
They're looking for a 2:10, 800 meters. And just so you know, Amy was the 2015 Tommy Cockery Girls High School Mile Champion.
She knows this track well.
So there was a 1:07, 67 for the first lap. Eleanor Fulton, Angel Wright in third place, Jess McGordy. Jess McGordy, I think, was fifth at the Sir Walter Myler.
And last year's champion Dorcas had done well at the Sir Walter Myler as well. So it seems to translate form, success here on the East Coast. You go down, you come up north, you do well again here at Falmouth.
Tony, how hard is it when you're coming off your collegiate system, but yet it's still so late in the summer. Is there an advantage of having that long season for some of these recent graduates and coming into this race? Or has it just been a really long season?
I think it's been a really long season.
I was going to say the same thing. It's just
really long season.
Because we had nationals, you amped everything up over and over again. But some of these athletes fresh, you see our pacer stepping off as we take a look. No lead change yet. Grace Boone still at the charge, but it feels close. Angel right behind her as well.
2:15, so another 67. So Grace Boone, Angel Picarillo, Eleanor Fulton, Jess McGorty.
Now, Eleanor Fulton said of her build for nationals, it was great. She was proud of it, and then it just didn't click. She was extremely disappointed in how she performed at the nationals in Eugene. So maybe she's got a little bit of extra fire under her.
She's been racing over in Europe all summer long. She was 5th at the Morton Games at 1,500 in Dublin on the 11th of July, 2nd at the Cork City 3000 a couple of days before that. So she was showing form over in Europe and then got 9th in the third heat of the opening round of the USATF Nationals. So she was very disappointed. And a lot of times the people that get disappointed at a big competition like that come back with a vengeance.
All right, as they come here down the home stretch, getting ready for the Bell Lap. Let's give it up for them now, folks.
Now, Angel, with that experience on this race, coming in strong from that Sir Walter Mile we talked about right there in second. But Eleanor has made the move, and Eleanor is ready to shake off the disappointment from earlier this year and put all of that good training into use here tonight.
3:22, Eleanor Fulton in the lead. Angel Picarillo, 3:23. Grace Boone, 3:23. Alex Carlson out of Flagstacks, also 3:23. So very still a good close race. But now Eleanor Fulton, hip number 10, out of Portland, Oregon, representing ASICS, a UW grad, 4:23.65, the fastest PB in the field.
200 meters to go.
All right, and spectators, keep your eye on the clock because there's an incentive for all of those athletes. Winner going sub 4:31 and other women, extra prize money attached to going under those times. So keep your eyes on it as the
coming down the home stretch.
And Angel Picarillo is making her move. Third here 2 years ago. And Angel will hold on for her first Falmouth Elite Mile Championship.
And indeed she does in 4:27.8. Jess McCordy, a strong finish, 4:28 in second. Eleanor Fulton from Portland in 4:28.4.
Now, you said McGordy. I think we're going to hear that last name again in just about 5 minutes. So
Exactly.
Remember that one. But way to go, Angel. And for the second year in a row, success in the Sir Walter Mile translates to success here in Falmouth.
Yes, it's what have you done for the lately sport? And somebody who's got the third place ran 4:25 just a couple of weeks ago. Now 4:27 here in Falmouth. Very smart, intelligent race. Again, she was a semifinalist at the Nationals in the 800 meters.
We're going to hear from Angel here as she comes down.
All right, no pressure. I just got to do a better job than Ben. I got to get more words out of Angel than you did, which is never easy. This is a hard thing to put a microphone in someone's face, but they've got a little, hopefully, a little pep in their step internally. So, Angel, our Falmouth Elite Mile champion, you've had a strong season. You've been third here before. What does this mean to you to take home the win today?
Yeah, it's so nice. I mean, I did not have the national meet I wanted to have, so to come back here after Sir Walter last week and run well was just like such a gift. I'm so happy for that.
What does the future look like for you for the rest of the season and even into next season?
I think a couple more 800s in Delaware and Monmouth, New Jersey, and then that might be it. So getting to the end.
What makes Falmouth special for you? You're now a champion here. What do you like about racing on this beautiful track here?
Yeah, I mean, it's so nice. There's so much energy. Falmouth is like the most beautiful place. The hosts are amazing. Gary and Janet are my hosts, and they're the best right there. So it's just a good community, awesome event.
Well, congratulations on your championship here today, Angel Picarillo, and a shout out to those hosts. Ben mentioned them earlier. It makes this race special. It makes it unique. Congratulations, Angel.
What a great race, but we've got one more for you. And again, folks, when you hear some of these times that some of these gentlemen have as personal bests, you know you're going to be seeing a really, really good race. We're going to get them lined up and introduce you to.
Mark, is it wrong that I'm sad this is our last race of the night? Because it's been so much fun.
Maybe we should have an announcer's race after this.
Is it sad? I'm only excited because I know I could beat Tony.
I concede.
Well, the problem is Ben Flanagan has been an impromptu announcer. I think he would just crush us all.
That might impact his race, his recovery for Sunday, and we need him to raise money for charity. So
that would just be $3 extra. So it'd be great. It'd be going to a great cause.
I think I got $3 somewhere. I don't know. Can I Venmo you?
I'll give you 100 if you
can
keep
Venmo
beating
you?
Mark just to watch that.
There should be a prize for DFL.
All right, we're getting our athletes lined up here. Make sure these fine-tuned athletes know how to count from 1 to 15. Got them all lined up, Dave? All right, let's meet these athletes wearing hip number 1 out of Boston, Mass, representing the Boston Athletic Association. Recently competed at the USA Championships in the 1,500 meters with a mile PR of 3:53.54. Isaac Baston. Coming out of Boulder, Colorado, one of my old stomping grounds. Back for his 3rd consecutive Falmouth mile. Recently competed also at the USA Outdoor Champs in the 1,500 meters with a mile PR of 3:53.77. Austin Dalquist. Fresh off his 4th place finish at the 2025 Sir Walter Mile in Raleigh. He competed in the ASICS Falmouth Road Race in 2022, finishing 19th overall. This is his first appearance at Falmouth Mile with a mile PR of 3:51.72. John Renowicki. His 3rd consecutive appearance at the Falmouth Mile. He was 7th at the USA Outdoor Champs in the 800 meters, running a personal best of 144.41. He's a 3-time All-American while at BYU and a mile PR of 3:53.48. Abe Alvarado. A graduate of Siena College in New York, made the semifinals in the 800 meters recently at the USA Outdoor Champs. Holds a 800 personal best of 146 flat. He was 10th last year, hoping to improve on that, running 3:57 out of Atlanta, Georgia. Luciano Fiori. Wearing hip number 6 out of New York, New York. Lowered his 1,500 meter best by 4 seconds, running 3:33.97 recently in Portland, Oregon. Graduated from Concordia University, earning multiple Division II All-American honors, a mile PR of 3:52.71. Ben Allen. Wearing hip number 7 out of Eugene, Oregon, a graduate of Stanford University, an NCAA title in the 5,000 meters during his time at Stanford, will also be competing in the ASICS Falmouth Road Race on Sunday. Let's give it up for Sean McGordy. Hailing all the way from Alice Springs, Australia, making his 4th consecutive Falmouth Mile appearance. He recently placed 6th in the 1,500 meters at the Australian Championships. His mile PR, 3:51.51. Give it up and welcome back, Jack Anstey. Wearing hip number 9, a 2-time NCAA champion in the mile while at the University of Washington, represented USA at the World Indoor Champs, winning the bronze medal in the 1,500 meters. He's making his Falmouth Mile debut with a mile PR of 3:51.14 out of Atlanta, Georgia, Luke Hauser. Wearing hip number 10, he's run the 11th fastest indoor mile in U.S. history. Recently competed at the USA Outdoor Champs, finishing 9th in the 1,500 meters. He's got a mile PR of 3:50.94 out of Seattle, Washington, Sam Preckle. Training in Raleigh, North Carolina, representing Kenyon. He recently lowered his 5,000 meter PB, running 12:58.51 August 9th in Belgium. He's finished 6th in the 5,000 meters at the Kenya Trials. He's run here in 2023 and 2024, finishing 3rd last year. Give it up on hip number 11, Eamon Kimboy. He ran the 8th fastest U.S. time in indoor 3,000 meters at the Millrose Games, a multiple NCAA titles to his name. Finished 5th in the 3,000 meters at this year's World Indoor Championships. Also out of Boulder, Colorado, wearing hip number 12, Dylan Jacobs. He was 7th in 2023, 6th in 2024. Wearing hip number 13, out of Ann Arbor, Michigan, representing USA, Morgan Beetlescombe. Wearing hip number 14, out of New York, ran a PB of 1:45.66 for 800 meters just this past July. A graduate of Butler University with a mile PR of 3:56.76, William Cuthbertson. He finished 6th place last year in the Falmouth Mile. 5th place finish in the ASICS Falmouth Road Race. He's got a mile PR of 3:53.48. He's going to take these guys out. Your pacer in today's race, Everett Silva. And finally, a late addition to the field, representing New Balance Boston with a mile PR of 3:53.13. He recently finished 10th place in the 3,000 meter steeplechase at the USATF Nationals, running 8:31.71. Give it up for Derek Johnson. We're off here in our final race of the evening, and we expect it to be a barn burner. You heard some of those personal bests coming into this race. Ben, what do you think about some of those times these guys have run?
Way faster than me, so it's pretty quick.
What's your fastest mile?
3:57 back in 2018.
He's sub 4-minute miler for a long distance runner. Not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, the field looks outstanding. I mean, I think the name of the game here is going to be, can the strength guys get away from the kickers? A lot of guys that can close hard, but if the pace goes out fast, we'll see if those guys can get away from them with 200 to go.
What do you think about this big of a field on this track? I mean, 16 athletes. Yes, one of them is the pacer out front, but you got a pack of 15 guys in there. You got to be careful.
Yep. Everyone stay on their feet, give some space, and hopefully it strings out and everyone can run fast.
Well, they're all on their feet right now as they come by on the home stretch. Let's give it up for them.
Good spot.
Renowicki with one of the fastest PRs in the field there, sitting just behind our pacer.
57.39 for Renowicki. Abe Alvarado in 57.65. Top three guys in 57 point.
Again, that meet record time about 3:52 that we mentioned earlier before could be under threat here.
And bonuses go to the sub 3:56 runners.
$1,000 for the winner going under 356, and another $500 for each athlete going under 356 after that.
352.97, Charles Filbert Thibodeau back in 2021 out of Canada. He set the meet record. So 57, a very nice first quarter mile.
That's still Renowicki sitting off the pacer, leading that chase pack.
And Silva, the pacer, they were looking for 155. They got 157.6.
Alvarado there sitting right off of Renowicki as well.
Now, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but Renowicki ran really well in a meet called the Sir Walter Mile. Just saying.
Yes,
Just
yes.
saying.
It's one of those mile events that a lot of folks talk about.
But then they come here and win.
But then they come here.
He was fourth in 352.8, but Sam Prakel was fifth in 353.12.
All right, Tony.
We've also got Anstey there, Jack Anstey out of Flagstaff, sitting just on the outside there of Alvarado as they come down here and get ready for the bell lap, folks. Come on, let's give them the heat.
Oh, this is going to be
Let's
a
give them the heat.
spicy one.
This is going to be a big kick. A lot of bodies in there.
Derek Johnson on the outside, the guy that the late bloomer coming on the outside.
And the Australian Jack Anstey looking to make that first move as we break away there. He's got experience. He's been here many times.
Fourth straight appearance at the Falmouth Mile. He's been fourth, eighth, and fifth in the previous three.
Sam Prakel there. I like Sam Prakel out on that outside on the backstretch.
I like the way Morgan Beadlescomb's looking right now, moving on the outside. He's a tough guy to beat in the last 150.
Sam, a five-time All-American at Oregon, a 350.9 miler at his best.
Morgan Beadlescomb making a strong move here with a 150 to go. Trying to pull away. Let's give it up, folks.
He's yet to make the podium here, but Morgan's always a threat. But take a look on the outside.
Alvarado on the outside. Luke Hauser coming through as well.
Luke Hauser. The Atlanta Track Club representing Adidas. The 351 two-time NCAA indoor mile champion out of University of Washington.
That looked like a 100-meter sprint where you see almost everybody in every single lane out there. What a finish.
354.9 for Hauser. Alvarado, 355.09. Amon Kemboy from Kenya out of Campbell University, then Arkansas, in 355.2 in third.
They went out very fast, but seemed to kind of settle in to that pack, Tony. I mean, can you explain that a little bit maybe?
Well, you know, people are just taking their shots. It was a good, honest pace. Nobody needed to do anything more. Silva did a great job on the pacing, and everyone just said, fine, do your work, and everyone just sort of put themselves in position, and they all took their run down the stretch. It was the guy that had the most left in the tank in the last, 30 meters. It wasn't decided till they went by the stage.
Are we giving Ben another shot?
We're going to give him another shot here and see if he's ready up for it. So, once again, Falmouth road race champion Ben Flanagan going to talk to our winner here, Luke Hauser. Ben.
Luke, buddy, amazing run. I know a lot of guys don't like to see you with 80 meters to go because you close like a train. That's what you did today. Tell us about that last 200. How'd you feel?
Yeah, I just had to stay patient. I was pretty far back 200, but I knew I had a move in me, so I was holding on to it, and then once I came off that turn, just didn't hold anything back, just wanted to get to the finish line there.
Amazing. You're coming off a stellar year. Global medal, which is very, very hard to do in the Indoor World Championships. What was it like wearing the USA uniform and getting a medal around your neck at a World Championship this early in your career?
Yeah, it was a huge honor to represent my country. You know, it was a blessing to be chosen to represent the United States on the world stage. I'm just so proud that I was able to represent well and win a medal for the USA.
And last question, will we see you in the 7-miler on Sunday, or are you going straight to Liam McGuire's?
You will not see me in the 7-miler. I'm getting out of here tomorrow.
Well, we will miss you. Hope you get to celebrate tonight. An amazing job again.
Thank you.
Luke Hauser, folks. Hey, got to go get that tomahawk at Liam McGuire's.
All right, Ben Flanagan, are we allowed to say it's a Falmouth's favorite Canadian? Is that a title that's been bestowed upon him? I don't know. We could get a plaque or something worked out. can't run for mayor. Is he? I don't know the legal system here. I'm just going to call him the favorite Canadian. Well done, Ben. Great insight.
I'm a little nervous right now. I mean, I got Gelfie's son-in-law starting to upstage me in the announcer stage. I'm a little worried about my job next year. We're going to gather our top 3 elite men and women for our award ceremony. So don't go anywhere. You've got one more chance here to congratulate our top 3 men and women here in our elite miles here at the Falmouth Track Festival presented by ASICS. What a great night we had out here, Carissa.
We certainly did. Just so many exciting finishes. And it's interesting how the races all have their own individual life, their own individual energy, whether it's watching someone like Silas just fight through the pain and having so much respect for seeing an athlete that's hurting, and then to our final male race, to watching just that all-out sprint right there coming along the line. And we can't forget the likes of Tatiana and Daniel out here, just so smooth and elegant as they flew around the track in our chair races. So it's definitely been an evening to remember. Another gorgeous evening here in Falmouth. You know, Mark, this is only my second year here, but the weather's been pretty good the 2 times I've been here. So
well, yeah, they should keep coming, keep bringing you back, but I think they're going to replace me with Ben Flanagan next year. I don't know. I'm a little worried about that. But I tell you what, before some of these families skedaddle out of here with their kids, let's once again, Carissa, remind them of what they can look forward to tomorrow with the SPL Fun Run, the kids races, the mascot. Tell them all about it.
Well, it's our 23rd SBLI Kids Race event, and we've made it bigger and better because before the kids take the track, the very same track that Olympians and world champions ran on today, we are going to have our kids out here and our mascot race at 8:45. And then sometimes the mascots stick around. They give out more high fives. If you're a Red Sox fan, you're definitely going to want to be here. That's all I can say for some of those fun mascots. But then we'll have our family fun area in the infield. So it's a great way to keep that energy and that passion for endurance sports going with our family fun run. And thanks to our partner at SBLI for making that possible. So I will be here with you guys bright and early. 8:45 is our second annual mascot race, and then at 9 a.m. we'll kick off our kids races. So get up, get out here. We've got snacks for the kids. We've got games. We've got mascots. It's like Disney, but in Falmouth. I can say that because I'm from Orlando.
Once again, you want to tire those kids out tomorrow. Make sure you bring them on out there, get them nice and knackered out for your Saturday. But a great event, again, 23rd edition of that event kicking off tomorrow morning. And the events just keep rolling here, the Falmouth Road Race weekend here. Once again, another big shout out to ASICS, of course, the Cockery Gross family for everything that they've done for this evening's event throughout the years. We're just waiting to get official results.
I've got the women, Mark, so if it's
you got the
okay
women?
with you,
Let's all
I'm
right.
gonna go
We have our top
women.
3. All right, let's roll.
Presenting
Ladies.
our medals is our executive director for the Falmouth Road Race, Megan Faulkner. Welcome, Megan, and thank you for all you do. And let's meet our champions. In third place out of Portland, Oregon in 4:28.62, Eleanor Fulton. In second place, running out of Raleigh, North Carolina in 4:28.57, Jess McGordy. And your 2025 ASICS Falmouth Elite Mile Champion out of Raleigh, North Carolina in 4:27.97, Angel Picarillo. Now, I know our crowd is thinned out, so I need you guys to cheer for the hundreds of people that were here. Your top 3 elite ladies. There you go. There we go. Congratulations, Angel, Jess, and Eleanor. Wait, don't move. There's one more fun game I get to play. Ready? It's called Announcer Selfie. Scott, you can be in it too. Megan. Perks of the mic. Congratulations, ladies.
Oh, man, I got to do that now. I got to get my phone ready for
It's
it.
never a good angle on the face, but it's worth it.
All right. Now for the men. Again, just a really amazing stat here. 13 guys broke 4 minutes in the mile. So if you've never seen anybody break 4 minutes in the mile, you just saw 13 guys do it here tonight. And again, the top, it looks like 4 runners all getting underneath that bonus time of 3:56 flat. But we're all about the top 3 here. In third place, running a time of 3:55.46, Eamon Kimboy. Very strong in the last 100 meters, along with a lot of other runners in this field. He was able to come up with a second place finish, running 3:55.38. Abe Alvarado. And very strong coming out of a pack of 15 runners down the home stretch, saved it for last, running a time of 3:55.15. Your champion getting $5,000, a $1,000 bonus on top of that. Give it up for Luke Hauser. Nice. I like the selfie move there, Carissa. Once again, let's give it up. Not only the top 3 men here, our top 3 women, top 3 wheelchair men and women, top 3 boys and girls. Thank you to everybody that came out here. Thank you to the Cockery Gross family. Thank you to ASICS for supporting this great event. Thank you to all of our volunteers out here, race staff, DMSE, our timing company, all the spectators. Thank you, Carissa. Thank you, Tony Revis. We had another great evening out here, and we will see you tomorrow morning at our next event, the SPL Fun Run Series. We'll see you at the Expo tomorrow. Everybody have a wonderful night. Please don't everybody go to Liam McGuire's because I want to make sure I have a seat. Good night, folks.